Ahoy, and welcome back to Broadside Game. You, me, Zug. So I know I've been away for a little bit, but I'm back now. So let's jump straight back into some build guides. So as you can see, maybe you can't, we're looking at the Zealot today. So this build's quite a fun build, and I'll go through the different variations you can do of this. It's quite a versatile build, so get ready for that. So first of all, we're using the Mark 12 Assault Chain Axe, which is one of my favourite chain axes. I know it does less damage than the other, but it's very fast and very forgiving with its attack pattern. So for the perks, we're using increased melee damage to specialists. That would have probably been better as flak, but can't change it. And then 25% damage to maniacs. And as for the blessings, we're going for Slaughterer and Head Taker, just for huge amounts of power on hit and kill. And as you can see on the Chain Axe, the modifiers are pretty much about as good as they can be. Maybe we could have lost a little bit more defense for some more damage, but it's a pretty decent roll. And as for our ranged weapon, we're going for the quick draw stub revolver, the original version, not the speed loader. And again, maniacs, range damage on specialists, preferably change that to flak. And as for your blessings, surgical and hand cannon. This is a very crit heavy build, so surgical and hand cannon are going to be very, very, very fun with it. And lastly, let's have a look at the curios. I've gone with health, toughness, and toughness. And as for the perks, you want toughness, combat ability regeneration, not toughness regeneration. I need to re-roll all of mine, but I haven't actually got the materials to do it at the moment. So you want toughness, combat ability regeneration, and damage resistance gunners. Because since the patch, gunners are spawning a lot more in greater numbers and doing more damage. And they've also changed how their AI works, and they will hide and shoot more, which is annoying. But with damage resistance gunners, it takes the sting out ever so slightly. So yeah, get rid of the toughness regeneration and add in combat ability regeneration, because we're going to need it. So let's look at the talents. Okay, we'll head down the right tree first. We'll take Backstabber, Scourge, melee critical hits apply bleed, causing damage over time. Second Wind, replenish 15% toughness on a successful dodge. And Enduring Faith, 50% toughness damage reduction on critical hit for 4 seconds. We're going to be critting all the time, and we want to be ducking and weaving as much as we can to not get hit. Alright, now it's down through the middle tree. Anointed in Blood, up to 25% base range damage, reduce the further you are from the target. So the closer you are, the more damage you do. Purge the Unclean, 20% increased damage against infested and unyielding enemies. Do you remember about half of the maniacs do count as infested as well? And then we're going for Restoring Faith. On taking damage, heal 25% of that damage occurs over 5 seconds. And then we're picking up my favourite grenade, the Immolation Grenade. This is going to be quite important to the build later on, and I'll explain that when we get there. So we're taking toughness into melee damage, into movement speed, into Until Death, which lets you shrug off one fatal hit, and Holy Revenant allows you to heal after that fatal hit has landed for a specific amount of time. And then we're taking Benediction, 15% toughness damage reduction for you and your allies in Coherency. Toughness there, into toughness damage reduction, and we're taking Chorus of Spiritual Fortitude. Now this ability is just absolutely broken in the game. It basically gives everyone an overshield, increases their damage, and locks all monsters in place. Or all enemies, sorry. And it's a very, very good ability, but you do lose movement, but you gain huge amounts of team symbiosis. Into Banishing Light, each pulse from the Chorus of Spiritual Fortitude also staggers and suppresses enemies. Range increases with every pulse. So this is the stagger in place. And then Ecclesiarch's Call, channeling 5 pulses grants 20% damage to you and your allies in Coherency. Lasts 10 seconds. Stay together. So not only does it replenish 45% toughness to allies in Coherency, and then give them an overshield, it now staggers everything and gives everyone more damage, which is lovely. Then next up, we're going down to Toughest Damage Reduction, Faithful Frenzy for the melee attack speed, and then we're coming here onto the left with Suppression Dealt. Punishment, melee attacks that hit at least 3 enemies grant 5% impact strength for 5 seconds, stacks up to 5 times. At maximum strength, stacks gain uninterruptible. Then down into Invocation of Death, melee critical hits reduce combat ability cooldown by 1.5 seconds. This is why we want combat ability regen on the Curios as well. We want to make the cooldown of this as short as possible so we can spam it. And then we're taking Blazing Piety, which gives us crit for 8 seconds when in Fury. Fury is triggered when you kill 25 enemies within 25 meters of you. You don't have to kill all 25, they just need to die within 25 meters of you. Fury Rising, critical hits also count towards triggering Fury. And then Righteous Warrior, 10% critical hit chance from Blazing Piety. So, lots and lots of crit. Crit. So, this build. I do mostly use this with a chain axe, but it works even better with the heavy eviscerator. So, this is what you want your heavy eviscerator to look like, but with tier 4 blessings, not 3. I'm still very irritated that I haven't found them, but that it is what it is. So for modifiers, you want everything as close to 8 as you can, except mobility. Penetration is a very important part of this weapon, but obviously mine is rubbish here. I mean, as you can see on different weapons, you want them up. So this is the Mark 15, which is, if you've played Vermintide 2, it basically works as the Executioner Sword, big wide swings in front of you, and heavy overhead swings. But as I said, you can also use this weapon with the chain axe, which is what I'm doing. So they all work quite well together. And I'll show you a few bits and pieces of how you really want to play this. So first of all, the grenade choir combo. Obviously, you throw the grenade, and then you lock everything in place. Obviously, it works better on hordes, but there are more enemies there to show you with it. And then we've got the chain weapons. Obviously, ramp them up, aim for the face. This chain axe gets a lot of hate because people don't think it does very much damage, but I mean, as you can see, it's pretty decent. That's the push block. Give him a jab. It may seem like it has lower damage compared to everything else, but it really does chew through everything that can be thrown at it. I think the Eviscerator slightly outmatches it, but not enough, not by enough to make this weapon obsolete, if you understand what I mean. I barely do. So, other weapon, our ranged weapon. The Stub Revolver. It's just a very reliable, very powerful ranged weapon. If you've got surgical on it, as you can see down the bottom, stacks up to 10, which means I now have a 100% critical strike chance. And even without the 100%, it still blows through pretty much everything.
Matter of time before another Inquisitor comes snooping. No trust among them. No. It's very sad.
So yeah, the pistol, sorry, I just wanted them to stop talking. The pistol, very powerful, very easy to use, little to no sway, and not very much drop off. You can basically use this to counter snipe, and if you really, really, really have to, you can mag dump into a crusher. Just make sure you aim for the head and neck. The only downside to this is the slightly longer than average reload time. But as you can see, And this is on damnation threat, obviously, and it's a joke how much damage the pistol can do. And once you get used to aiming it, it's going to become your best friend. This weapon is especially dangerous on the Zealot because of us going down the middle tree in the beginning. Anointed in blood, purge the unclean, restoring faith. It's very, very, very nasty. But, you know, if you don't like it, there are other options you can take. You could take the heavy las pistols with Infernus and Dum Dum on. You could take a shotgun if you really want to. You know, they're very good. Or even one of the new shotguns, the Iron Helm, which is absolutely broken and hilarious, especially if you've... I'll show it to you now. So if you've got these two blessings, Scattershot and Manstopper, you want Scattershot at rank 4, Manstopper only comes in at rank 2. There is no rank higher of Manstopper. So it makes it quite difficult for a 30 level character to find it, unless you're checking the shop every single hour on all characters apart from the Ogryn. Because with Manstopper and Scattershot, this thing turns into an absolute beast. And you can basically take out entire waves of Ragers using the alternative fire, which is brace and unload both barrels. And as you can see, it does blow through things. So if you're up against a group of Ragers, hold your ground, get as close as you can, and unload. Very fun weapon to use. It does diminish your ability to snipe though. That's the only downside to it. Obviously there are the other shotguns you can play with. And don't forget your special issue ammunition. So the Cantrell is fire. Yeah, just works like a shotgun. Fun little weapon to use. I would still probably pick the Iron Helm or the Stub Revolver over these. But it is completely up to you. If you wanted to play with the bolt pistol, go for it. You can basically use whatever you like for this build. But for the melee weapons, I would stick to either the Chain Axe or the Eviscerator. And you'll be having a very fun time with these, I promise you. But anyway, that's it for today. I hope you have enjoyed. And if you have, please like, subscribe, ring that little bell for notifications. And check out the member join button. It does give you access to some really cool stuff. And we are redoing the monthly giveaway. So if you want to be in a chance, be in it. Oh my god, I'm sorry. It's been a very long day. If you want to be in a chance to win, go have a look at it. So until the next video, guys, thanks so much for watching and take it easy. See you later.